The nature of this work, whether you facilitate it, and any of you could, or whether I facilitate it, it's a show and tell. If you really learn how to access that point within yourself, it's a show and tell. You know, most of the time, when you're really accessing that point and you're really sharing, you have no idea sometimes why you're telling people what you're telling them. Sometimes you have no idea why you're saying what you're saying. I sometimes, when I sit back and I actually am listening to what I'm saying, I'm wondering, you know, what are you talking about? I'm like, a lot of times, you know, if I'm observing my own self speaking, I don't know where it's really coming from because it's just coming. And it's coming from a place where there isn't really this referencing that we know of as, you know, it relates to this, and it, you know, it means that, and, you know, it means this. It's coming from a place where there really is just this mystery. It's a mystery. So you become like a storyteller. And that is the origin of all knowledge. Oral, it used to be an oral tradition. And the elders told stories. That's why Amma is so amazing. She tells stories. She gets people to laugh. She's always telling the funniest stories. I repeat them all the time. Many of the stories I tell you, I heard from Amma, you know? And the stories are for anyone to share. There's no author. Wherever she's pulling them out of is the same place that she allows anyone to repeat the story and maybe change it a little bit if they want, but keep the essence of the story. You know, that is the teaching. And where do the stories come from? Well, they basically come from before there was a book, the good ones. The good ones come from a living oral tradition. So this work is alive, okay? And it is my intention to keep it alive. And it would be my intention, if you facilitate it, that you support everything you can in all of your essence to keep this work alive. And the reason that this work is so extraordinary is because it is alive. It's young and it's alive. And you know, we are sharing it not because it's a philosophy or it's a particular ideology or it's some, you know, particular religion or whatever. We're sharing it because it's really like the language of love. It's this divine language. You know, with it, if you can get comfortable with it, you know, you'll sort of just move and you'll be in the world and there won't be any coincidences in your life. There'll be just synchronicities. If you go in this work further and further, you will just be in the exact place you're supposed to be, at the exact time you're supposed to be there. You will walk into a room, you will meet the people, and sometimes the conversations will just arise. And you will many times be speaking to people and, you know, they'll hear you. You know, you'll just have tremendous grace, you know, because it will just be natural. It's your essence, it's your nature. So we are moving into a time of this paradigm where there is a re-anchoring back to, we can call it Earth. There's a reconnecting to Earth, okay? And I'm going to use a symbolism, okay? This is Earth, okay? And we disconnected and we floated, you know, did a lot of floating around and thinking that science and physics was the answer to everything. So we disconnected and we went up into the skies and, you know, started doing, you know, astronomy and mapping a universe, you know, from a point of view which wasn't the big picture. You know, it's not that the stars are going to change in their position, but our understanding of them is. In this paradigm, we're coming back. We're reconnecting to Earth. This is Earth. This is where you live. Put your feet back on the ground. This work is to anchor you. Now, it's true in this work, it is sometimes you're so expansive. Your system is including the entire universe. So you can become so expansive in this work that, you know, it's very hard to even recognize your body in any way, shape, or form. Your system is just so interconnected with creation. But the nature of this work is to give you that experience and then ground you. Give you the experience that you are connected to creation and then ground you. So, you know, anyone that does this work, it's the final phase and the breathing into the earth, the connecting into the earth, That focus of anchoring into the earth is what Divine Diamond Healing is about. Without that anchoring, without really getting people to anchor in the earth, this work won't stay alive. What keeps this work alive is we have roots. We are connected. And we know through this idea of moving down and in that all the answers lie more down here. They lie within us. Okay? So symbolically speaking, this is like the sky, and this is like the earth, and these are our roots. So it's true, when we drop deeper into our being, there can be great wisdom gained, dropping deeper into the being, dropping deeper in. But again, symbolically speaking, it's sometimes good to have that understanding. I anchor you to the roots of the earth. I anchor you into the earth because I'm trying to anchor you into your body. The earth represents your body. So all the focusing that I'm trying to do in the work, that I speak about in this roots into the earth and anchoring and breathing into the earth, I'm trying to just get you into your bodies. Bring in all your, divine light. Bring in your universal light. Okay? And bring that light that you are, your star light, whatever, your essence, your star essence, whatever you want to call it. Bring it into the body. Gather it up, bring it in. That is ultimately what we want to do here. So